Hey guys, what's going on? So in today's video, I'm extremely excited because in the video today, I'm going to be reviewing a brand I've never reviewed before or even experienced before. So these are the Japanese-made Flathead Engineers. Now, if you've been in the boot game for a while, then you know that the Japanese-made engineer boots are some of the most highly sought after, some of the most highly reputable engineers in the world, and these definitely do not disappoint. So I got these actually because I reviewed some John Lofgren engineers in a size 8. Now I am a 9 Brannick. I typically wear 8.5 in most US boot brands, and those 8s were unbearably small for me. I could not stand to have them on for longer than about 5 minutes. They were super tight, so the full size down was definitely not working. I needed an 8.5. Well, one of my friends on Instagram, in Czech, actually, he messaged me and he said, hey, you know what, would you like to trade your black Chromexcel John Lofgrens for these natural Chromexcel Flathead engineer boots in a size 8.5? And I thought on it, and I decided, you know what, even if the sizing doesn't work out, it'll still give me a chance to review a new brand. And so we exchanged, and I couldn't be happier. Let me tell you what, these 8.5s fit me perfectly. I think the Flathead and the John Lofgren engineers are probably consistent in sizing, and the 8.5s, perfect fit. As soon as I put them on, they were used, worn 10 times, and I've worn them so far probably about 4 times. Absolutely in love. Love everything about the leather, about the fit, the construction, and not to mention, this engineer is what aficionados deem to be just the perfect shape of an engineer. We've got an unstructured toe, real sleek, a nice, I believe that is so we've got a 10.5 inch shaft, taller than my other engineers. When I have my engineers made custom in Indonesia, the 8 inch is as high as I've gone. That said, I do like 10 inch. I do have to wear these under a wider legged pant though, for that reason. Well, the shaft isn't as beefy as some of the other engineers that I've worn. I could actually still wear these with slim pants, and they don't really look all that ridiculous as they ride up into the leg of your pants. So that's a good thing. I'll read a little bit off the Self Edge website. Self Edge, I believe, is the only place you can get these engineer boots on brand new. So this is the Flathead Goodyear welted engineer boot in natural pull-up Chromexcel. They originally retail for $995 US. Here we have the ultimate engineer boot made in small batches by a small shop which generally only produces boots for Flathead's line of footwear. Made of a natural pull-up Chromexcel leather, the amount of natural oil in this leather is unreal due to the aniline dyeing process the leather goes through. This run was custom made for Flathead, so the boot will show a little extra wear from even occasional wear. These will look wild once broken in. These come complete with custom-made brass and iron buckles, Vibram's 700 and 705 heel and sole, a hand-stitched shaft seam, a Japanese-made steel shank for sole stability. I did not know that that is called a hand-stitched shaft seam. I noticed these on, I believe my iron boots also have the same thing. It's a row of a bunch of horizontal stitches that run all the way up the shaft. It's really cool. So for sizing, they say these are made in US shoe sizing. We find these run one size bigger compared to Brannick sizing devices, which means they run about a half size bigger compared to sizing from Alden, John Lofgren, and Red Wing. I actually disagree. They don't have the size stamped in there anywhere, but assuming these truly are 8.5s, I disagree. I think they're actually consistent with John Lofgren. I think they're consistent with Red Wing. I wear 8.5 Red Wing. These 8.5s, perfect size. Again, check with Flathead first, but I really do think that if these are 8.5s, then you should stay consistent with the rest of your US sizing. So it says, we recommend sizing down a half to a full size from your usual size depending on how much room you like in your boots. If this is your first pair of high-end boots, you're generally wearing sneakers, we suggest going down a full size from your smallest sneaker size. If you wear a 10 Nike, Converse, Adidas, then you should try a 9 in these boots. So, built on original Flathead lasts, genuine aniline-dyed Chromexcel leather, small buckle, Japanese-made custom Flathead brass, a large buckle, Japanese-made custom Flathead iron, tanned leather Horween stacks, that probably refers to the midsole and the insole, or possibly the heel leather, American-made Vibram 705 soles and 700 heels, Japanese-made steel shanks, British-made Goodyear storm welting, triple stitch and single stitched construction. All straps are functional. Hand stitched shaft seam, approximately 9.5 inches total height, made in Japan. And yeah, they also sell them in black Chromexcel on the site. And Self Edge also does chain stitching and denim repair. I believe my buddy Nick at Stridewise actually went and did a video with Self Edge. So super cool. And when I look for Flathead Engineer Boots on Instagram, I'm the only one who has ever used that hashtag. And on Instagram, I believe their Instagram account's name is Flathead_Jingume. Yeah, it looks like a small shop in Japan. I can't really find all that much information on them other than they are well known for their jackets. I believe my buddy Jake from Almost Vintage Style has done videos on Flathead. They do have a website, flat-head.com. Lifelong Kodawari. Super. We are fanatical about creating one and only Japanese crafted experiences. And I don't speak Japanese, so I can't understand anything that's happening on the site. Jake and Nick at Stridewise did the 5 best Japanese leather jacket brands, and I assume one of them was a Flathead.
So the best Japanese leather jackets, what do you think?
Okay, so one I have to give to the Flathead. Partly I'm a big fan of the Flathead. They make basically everything. I mean, they've made everything from like boots and sneakers, wallets, women's bags and purses, shirts, jeans, all the way up to leather jackets. So their leather jackets are very nice. I've actually been to the Flathead headquarters and where they make some of their things. Like I've been at the Stockport leather facility. And the Flathead is very exclusive in terms of the shinky that they get. It is very, very thick. The only thing people that usually don't like shinky complain about is that they think it's not as thick as other leathers, like the horsehide Chromexcel that is used for some brands. But the Flathead's version of shinky is pretty darn thick and very stiff, and they have a very unique cut to them. It's very flattering on you if it fits you. It's extremely uncomfortable if it doesn't fit you. That's semi-true for a lot of Japanese makers. Flatheads might be the most extreme. Very wide shoulders, fairly slim chest, and very tapered into the waist. And they're a little bit long for me. I'm 5'7", so if you're kind of built like me, but maybe a little bit slimmer in the chest and a little bit taller, it probably would look perfect on you. If you see people that fit into a Flathead jacket nicely, they look perfect. Very well made, really, really nice leather, really great designs.
My other friend Jen at Dudette Style has a video on Viberg and Flathead collaboration engineer boots. And yeah, Flathead does do leather jackets as well. So anyways, what do these boots mean for me? Well, this is my 3rd pair of engineer boots. I have another 2 pairs. They're both from Renav Goods, and they're both built on a very bulbous last. This is my original stitched down patina Thunderdome pair. So these are in Horween crushed shell cordovan, and these are a 6-inch engineer. And so not your traditional engineer, but I designed this from top to bottom. These are pretty different, especially in the toe. You can see the toe box is structured compared to the unstructured, though as the toe on these has sort of collapsed a little bit, it started to take on more of an unstructured look. There you go. You can mainly see the difference right here. So the Flatheads are unstructured, and then these are my Grant Stone Diesel boots in Dune Chromexcel, otherwise known as Natural Chromexcel. Let's get a size comparison going on here. So the Flatheads do have some arch, meaning the Grant Stones are going to look a half size longer, but they're actually not longer. They're actually the same length. It's just the arch here reduces some of the overall length, the appearance of the length anyways. So, but your foot sits basically the same in there. As you can see, the width is pretty much identical. So both 8.5s. And if I'm being honest, the Grant Stones are probably even a little bit more generous. The Grant Stone Leo last that these are built on is very consistent with the Alden True Balance last, which again is why I say that I take the same size in both and am very happy with the fit. I don't find them to be a different size. If your Leo last is fit correctly, then I would say take your same size in Flathead for sure. So I have another pair of engineers in Shinky Brown Oiled Horsebutt from Renav Goods. Those are just absolute monsters. I have a pair of black on the way in that same model, and I also have a pair of burgundy oiled Shinky horse, but on the way. So I went kind of nuts on the Renav Goods engineers. The Indonesians really do something really special, especially for that price. These are made in Japan, meaning you will pay a lot more money for them. Just keep that in mind. But I do believe that they are all the same level of workmanship and craftsmanship. So anyways, thanks a lot for watching, guys. What do you think about these incredible Flathead engineer boots made in Japan? I'm blown away. These are easily some of the nicest engineer boots. They really combine the classic engineer look. They sort of take on a little bit of that cowboy boot spirit as well, whereas these Renav Goods ones are a bit more chunky and a bit more of a traditional service boot. When I say cowboy boots, these are my Chisos cowboy boots in rough out. And there you go. The Chisos are a size 9. I do find that they run true to size. A little bit more sizing comparison there. Same size, I think. Yeah, those are the same size. So the Chisos might be a little bit more narrowed out in the toe, actually. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Let's keep the love of boots alive. I will see y'all in my next video.